just a few minutes to at least leave you with something that you can be inspired or motivated with, just a little nugget, because oh my goodness, what have we already gotten today? Have you guys not been just blown away and so blessed by Tim and Peggy and Gayla and Keith? It has been incredible. So I'm just going to tell a little bit about my story and my Premier journey. So a couple of years ago, I went to a party, had never heard of Premier before, so I was living under a rock, I guess, because it's crazy. There's a lot of people that have been around for a lot of years. So I didn't even really wear jewelry. I wore a small little cross necklace, small little diamonds. I didn't want them to flash or be too bright or blingy, because I didn't think that I needed to stand out like that. So look at me now, it's crazy. So if I wanted to dress up anything, I just might put a little bracelet on. Never would think of doing 2 or 3. But it was my friend, and I told her that I would come and support her, and I knew Danielle Smith too from church. So that's how I ended up going, because I thought I just want to hang out with them. And so how fun it was. I had such a great time. I ended up getting a couple of pieces of jewelry because I learned how to, I learned some stuff about accessorizing, mainly that I needed to. So Danielle helped me out on that. And she also booked 2 parties with the girl that doesn't like or wear jewelry. So if you guys want to know anything about bookings, you need to find Danielle Smith, because she's good. 2 parties. So I ended up, a couple months later, I had a party at my work, just a small little lunch hour. It was great. All the girls loved it. And then a couple months later, I had a birthday party bash. And ladies, if y'all are looking for some ideas to have a party, this was awesome. I had 13 ladies come to my party, and I really do think that they came because it was a birthday party. They were coming to celebrate me, and it was great because they got jewelry, they got something that they love, and I ended up getting blessed with free jewelry. So that was in August, when it was double month for hostesses. So I ended up with about $800 worth of free jewelry. Hello. But the jewelry lady ended up with about $700. For a couple-hour party. So I said, well, I really love this jewelry, because by then I had kind of gotten the jewelry bug. I kind of started liking jewelry and thought it was kind of cool and fun. But what was interesting was a few weeks before that party, Danielle had asked me if I would come to a training. And she said she thought that she didn't know if I would be interested in something like that, but she thought that I would be great at it and she would love if I would come. Well, I politely emailed her back and told her that I had a very full plate, I work full-time, have a family, and there was just no way that I could do that. Plus, she was so cute and stylish, and I knew that I could never be anything like her. But I told her, thank you so much for thinking of me. And I will tell you right now, so this is my little side note, don't ever hesitate asking a hostess. Find something that you, a quality of theirs that you can genuinely tell them that they're good at, and compliment them. I wasn't offended that she asked me would I be interested in becoming a jewelry lady. It actually boosted my self-confidence, and that was something that, in my life I've struggled with. And so we don't know, we look at people and we look like they have it all together, and you just never know what we struggle with. So it was something that totally boosted my self-esteem. So whether I had done Premier or not, it really did make me feel good that she thought highly of me to ask me. So don't ever hesitate about asking somebody. So anyway, after that party, she spent about 10 minutes kind of packing up, and by then my husband was there, and so we asked her a few questions, and it was getting late, so I think she kind of did, I guess that was an OP for about 10 minutes, and then she went on. And something, I think that seed that was planted, those months of just connecting with her, we heard that from Gayla, it's that connection. So I had already been connecting for the last 9 months with Danielle. So over the next few days, I really couldn't get Premier out of my heart, out of my mind. I started talking about it, thinking about it, and so I talked to my husband and I said, I really think I can do this. And I just want to encourage you men that are here, just what a huge support it is for you to do this. Because I will tell you, my husband said, you will not know that you can do this until you do it. So you need to just go ahead and do it. So he was the person that really just helped push me and support me and has encouraged me throughout this. So it took about a week for me to actually email Danielle. And when I emailed her, this is what I said. So I'm thinking I've kind of done this backwards. I've actually spent the last week researching Premier. I found all these YouTube trainings. I stumbled on Elizabeth Draper's website. I've watched Elizabeth Draper. I've watched Melody Box. I've listened to Kim Adams' Booking Boot Camp because my fear was, I can't do this. My husband was telling me, yes, you can, but I still had fears in me that I couldn't. So because of those fears, and for me to try to face those and overcome those, the way I know to do that is I'm going to figure out how to do this. So you guys, we have trainings right in our fingertips. So I learned what Melody Box said to do about bookings. I learned what Kim Adams said about bookings. I also heard a training that said you need about 4 or 5 shows to earn your investment back. So I figured, all right, I need 4 shows. I'm going to make my investment back. Worst case scenario, I've not lost anything. I have a big bag of jewelry that I'll either sell it or maybe give as gifts because do I really love jewelry? I don't know. So by the time I talked to Danielle, it was probably about a week and a half, she told me that I had to have a training show. And so I said, well, can we have it really soon? Because I have a show booked in 3 weeks. So I'm sure she looked at her calendar going, oh my gosh, I'm going to get this training show in. And she did. She accommodated me so good. But within just a couple of days, I had my 4 shows, so I knew I was going to make my investment back. And if this thing doesn't work, and if I stink at this, then no loss. By the time I had my training show, because I had listened to Kim Adams and I wrote down the verbiage and I did what she said to do, I had 17 shows by my training show. Because apparently I didn't know this was supposed to be hard. I just called and I did what she said and I kept calling. Now I know about this 1,000-pound phone, but I didn't then. I had my training show, I got 4 more bookings from that. So I launched my business at 21 shows. Now, how many of you would like to sponsor somebody like me? She didn't really have an OP. She didn't have to really train me on bookings. I had those down. And that's what I think that has helped me know that I could overcome those things is I had those resources right at my fingertips. Now don't get me wrong, my business has not always been like that. I feel like I have been on, for the past year and a half, a roller coaster. Do you guys, can y'all relate to that? I feel like, so we're close to, I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, so we're close to Georgia, we're at 6 Flags. And there's a roller coaster that's called Goliath, and it's like the tallest roller coaster. And I feel like probably for the first year of my business, I was there. We were climbing, and things were good. And now, it's like the runaway mine train, where you have tossed and turned and twist, and you're beat up, and you get exhausted. So I will tell you stuff like this tonight and today it's just so good for the refreshing of that. So what I have figured out, because the last 6 months of my business, I feel like I've been looking for that one that can do those shows. Like how many of you are like that? You know, you're looking for that one person, just that one person that will have a show, that one person that you can sponsor, that one person that can get you to builder or designer. But what I have figured out is that we need to be the one. We are the one. No matter what, no matter what's happening in your business, you can still be consistent. You can still be committed. You can still be the world changer. What if we changed the world one person at a time, the lives that we touch? I want to share with you guys really quickly. It's so crazy that Gayla talked about the pearl. So there's a parable in Matthew 13, 45, 46 that says the merchant and the pearl. God's kingdom is like a jewel merchant on the hunt for excellent pearls. Finding one that flawless, he immediately sells everything and buys it. We can be that flawless pearl. And just like Gayla was saying, pearls don't start out being pearls. Pearls don't start out being beautiful and lustrous. It's all those distractions, all those things that pull at us and that frustrate and discourage us that ultimately create a beautiful, lustrous gem. And what I wanted to say is, basically, for us to be able to be that one, we have to be consistent, we have to be committed, and we have to be confident. And those three things, I believe, will keep us going. Our failures, we can use those to be stepping stones to keep our business going. Be confident in yourself, proud of what you can do, that you can be the one that touches a life, that changes a life and changes the world around you. And when you develop into your potential and your pearl, then you string us all together and we are that beautiful pearl necklace that can do amazing things. And we get to use Premier to be able to do that. So I just encourage you to be your own pearl, but also to connect to this family of pearls so that we can continue to do great things for the Lord. Thank you, guys.